Hi everyone. I'm just waiting a few seconds to be sure that you guys are seeing me live and hearing me live. So I'm just waiting for anybody else to join because I have something very special to talk to you guys about. If you haven't seen my posters yet on my page or even gotten my email, if you're a subscriber, I have something very special to share with you guys today. So if you're here, be sure to say hi in the comments, say hello. It's been a bit of a moment since I've been on here since the summit with all our lives. So I really wanted to touch base with everybody. I hope that you guys are keeping safe and staying well and taking care of yourselves in all arenas of your life, whether it's your physical, your mental, emotional. I know I have been doing some work there as well. So I really hope that you guys are doing well. And look, I never thought I would come on camera on a hair wash day. So, so this is my curls and they kind of stain behaving somewhat. So I decided to, be like, you're like YOLO. Okay, can you tell I never ever use that term really? But so I was like, oh, why not? Let me come on here with my little curls, my hair wash, my clean curls. It was a little delay from washing on Sunday, so I said I'm gonna wash it today. So if you guys are on here, I welcome. I am Yashi of the Mind of Yash. If you're new, I wrapped up my Persevering with PCOS Summit actually almost a month now. It's almost a month now, and so I haven't been able to come on live with you guys. So tonight I'm here to talk to you about a very special event and challenge that's going to be happening next week. So if you didn't get my email and you haven't seen my post on my page, then don't worry. I'm going to share everything with you guys now. So one of the things that I think a lot of women deal with on a daily basis is, hi Colette. Oh wait, that's not it. Is comparing yourself to other women. Maybe not just women, maybe people in general. We tend to compare, compete, and there's always something in the back of my mind thinking like, like this person is doing it better, this person looks better, whatever it is. And it's something that we deal with every day. And I know that it's not something that we like about ourselves. Well, at least I don't, those moments that I've had. Because sometimes even when you have a very big accomplishment in your life, or you're doing so many things in your life, you sometimes still feel like it's not enough, like your gifts are not enough. And I really want to like get rid of that feeling completely, you know what I mean? Because even in terms of competition, I know that the world kind of is set up in a way that makes us constantly feel like we have to compete with each other. They have things in magazines saying like, who wore this better in motherhood. People are always, trying to maybe one up each other in terms of like being a better mom and packing the best lunches to school. Hi Ria. And so many different things, and it's just the culture. And I mean, with social media and everything that's going on, you always feel like you are constantly comparing yourself and constantly competing with each other. And I have really made it a point in my life to try my best to celebrate other people, celebrate their wins, celebrate their achievements, and look to them as examples. Look to them as like, okay, they're doing it, they're making way for us, and so I need to follow in the footsteps, instead of being like, it's like, oh gosh, this person is doing so much better, and feeling like envious and jealous and those things. But if I'm going to be 100% real with you guys, those moments do come in from time to time, because just because of how we are wired, and how, as I was sharing, that how the world is kind of set up. um and then it also comes down a bit to your own self-image and how you have been brought up, in terms of like, I mean, in school you're always like competing for to be first in tests, or then there's comparisons when they put you in different classes, like the A, B, and C class, or those type of things. And those things, they do form those patterns in your brain, and then you find yourself looking for that validation, looking to be like the feel like you're better, or feel like you're doing well. And the fact of it all is that we need to celebrate one another. We need to also be secure in ourselves and in our giftings, and know that we are unrepeatable, and each one of us has our own calling, our own contribution to this world. Now, of course, that's easier said than done, right? That's very nice, nice to hear and to aspire to. But I mean, every day, you can't help yourself. Sometimes, like when you see somebody and you feel like they're accomplishing more, they're ahead of you, whatever that means. You can't help it on a daily basis, right? So that's why I want to invite you guys into a special challenge, a free challenge, 5-day challenge, because I like 5-day challenges myself, because it really gives you the opportunity to learn some new skills and learn about yourself, and really understand where you are in terms of comparison and competition, because it's not something we really talk about. It's not something that we say out loud, to one another, but it's something that's in the back of our minds all the time, and you also get to journey with other women who are also being challenged in this area. And that I find that when you do that, it kind of helps that, because you start to celebrate each other. You kind of be like, oh wait, other women feel this way too, other people feel this way too, so you don't feel alone, and it kind of helps you deal with those things a bit better. So there is next week going to be a free 5-day challenge, with two of my wonderful mentors, Lisa Canning, the author of The Possibility Mom, and January Donovan, the founder of the Women's School. They have teamed up their wonderful selves to do this challenge, for many ladies. And they actually had an interview on Lisa's YouTube channel last week, or I think the week before, talking about the challenge and talking about competition and comparison. And I just wanted to share a little bit of that interview with you guys today, so you can understand where they're coming from and why they think it's such a crisis and why they think it's so necessary to have this challenge. So if you just bear with me for just a few seconds, I'm going to pull up a little bit of that YouTube interview that from between Lisa and January, who are going to be hosting the challenge next week.
We'll link it in the cards as well. But I came into the women's school at a time of great challenge for me, and I became a strategist. Back then, I was $50,000 in immense debt, and then since then have gone on to take over 100 women through this program as a strategist, and it has greatly blessed my life. And I am very grateful for the tool of the Art of Being a Woman masterclass, and for the work that you and your husband and your family have put into this program. So what I want to talk about today with you is comparison and competition, because it is a I believe it's one of the single biggest things that hold women back. And you might be thinking, I'd be curious. I think there might be some people who think, oh no, I don't actually deal with comparison or competition. But I actually think the majority of women do, because it can come up so easily. You see something, you might not, I think there might be some women who don't resonate with the word competition. They might not feel like they're competing. But I think comparison can come up thousands of times in a day. You could look at a magazine picture that shows up, in an advertisement in your mail and think, oh man, my bathroom doesn't look anything like that. And it can go so many different ways. Your next immediate thought could be, I deserve a bathroom that looks like that. What can I do today to make my bathroom look like that? But then you can also go, I wish I had the skills. I don't know how I can do it. My bathroom's always going to look like this. Da, 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 da. So January, do you agree? Do you think comparison and competition is a huge challenge today in women? And what is it that you're observing in the work that you do?
Okay, so I think, Lisa, you hit the nail on the head. It's probably one of the biggest prisons that women live in. And it's a prison because it's a very vulnerable state. It's not that we raise our hand and say, yep, I'm anxious today. Oh, yep, I'm pretty stressed. We don't say, yep, I've compared myself to you today. There is a vulnerability around it that is silent. So it becomes a silent prison. When it is in the silence and in the dark, it grows even deeper.
Mm.
Okay. So to me, that's number one. And then number two, our culture promotes it. So it is a norm. So a woman, if we think that it's a norm, we don't even know that we are in pain and suffering because of it. Or we can't hold our culture accountable and say that's actually an injustice to women. You can't go in People magazine and say that's 40%, she looks better in that dress than 50%, and have language that's tolerable and say, yep, just not perfect enough. The norm itself makes it so acceptable that women don't realize the pain that they're in. So I think that's number two, is that there's a unified prison around it because of what the cultural expectation. And number three, it comes in different format, like you said. It's not that women actually say, I'm comparing myself, competing myself. I think part of it is that there's no language for the struggle. So, self-loathing is a form of comparison. Why would we self-loathe? Because we probably see what we lack. Self-talk could be a form of comparison and competition, because what's the metric of that self-negative talk?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens in a very visible world is that our mind actually, it's so powerful that it snaps a picture. Our senses, our visual sense, are 40 to 60% more powerful than our hearing or our touch. And so a snap of an image, if we don't have the tools, could bring us into an ocean of comparison before we're even aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
The image of a house that looks like this. Our subconscious mind is already calculating what my house isn't, but it's happening in our subconscious brain, in the backdrop, kind of like kind of like a sound, and we're unaware of it because it's a norm. And B, we have no language for it. I would dare say that this has been the reason why we don't have deep connection, why we don't actually dare to dream and walk into failure. This has caused a lot of mental, emotional stress, because the feeling of lack and not having enough puts our amygdala into worry state. So really, we have to have an honest conversation if we want freedom for ourselves and our children. But
So, guys, who is ready to have that honest conversation? I think I am. And if you want to see the full interview from January, I'm sharing the link now, so you can check out what she shares and even how she shares her own experience with comparison. And it's very admirable that she has kind of reached a point where she has automatically cut out comparison, in the sense that she automatically celebrates and compliments women when she sees something. She's like, oh, that's so beautiful. And she really does compliment and celebrate women and honor them. And oh, hi, Victoria. So, and I think she kind of hit the nail on the head when she's saying that it's something that we don't talk about, and we sometimes don't really have the language to. And maybe even a little bit in my case, you feel like a little bit embarrassed to talk about it, because you don't want to be that person that seems like you're envious and you're jealous and anything like that. But it does seem to be so much more than that. It does seem to be more, not even about the other person, but more about you and what you're feeling about where you are in life, or your self image, or the fact that you don't feel fulfilled and whole. And I get that. I completely get that. And if you're in that space already, then definitely join this challenge. I am excited to talk about it because as we learn in the women's school, it really just takes you building that skill. First, being self aware of what is that trigger, what is that the reason you feel these things, and then doing the work to change those wirings in your brain. And there's hope. And I'm excited that after this 5 days that we would have some tools, some connections, some of the deep connections that we sometimes lack, and just feel a little bit more confident and secure in ourselves, so that that comparison and competition feeling will not is not a me not pop up, because I'm not gonna promise like a miracle, but you'll be able to deal with it better, and you'll be able to kind of nip it in the bud. And while you're doing that, while you're aware of it, you'd also be doing the work behind the scenes to change that pattern, and eventually it's going to become like second nature. You're not going to be feeling that way. So I'm excited, and I'm going to be part of the challenge too. So you're going to see me. There's a private Facebook group as well for all the ladies. Let me share the link. I shared it in the description, but just in case it did not pop up, I'm going to share it here for you guys. So you could just use that link to sign up. Things have already kicked off in the Facebook group. Women are introducing themselves to each other. And it's going to be an exciting week, and it starts next week on the 28th of June. And just to tell you a bit of what we are going to be covering together, we're going to cover how to stop feeling the need to compare and compete, how to stand with women rather than against them, how to really be how to really be secure in who you were made to be, how to stop the downward spiral of self-defeat, catastrophizing, which is like a catastrophe in me trying to say that word, and self-doubt, how to accept yourself where you are and other women where they are, how to deal with resentment even while admiring other women, and how to stop dwelling on how you do or don't look better than others, or that you don't measure up physically. So it's going to be every day. There's going to be a live training at 12 p.m. AST, which would be lunchtime here in Trinidad and Tobago. There would also be like worksheets, and we're gonna be doing work, guys. Anything that January and Lisa comes together to do is gonna be work, but it's going to be worth it. And after the 5 days, I'm sure you're gonna feel more empowered and more secure, and able to deal with this struggle a bit better. So yay! So guys, yes, Colette, girl, me too. Literally, like I was feeling in the last weeks, because I mean, I after the summit, it was this big accomplishment, and then I kind of felt that moment where it's like, okay, did I do it well? Did I do it as well as Lisa's summit, or anything like that? So those feelings can seep in, but it's just something that it's in you that you just need to work on. And it's not that it's really being jealous of the other person. I mean, oh gosh, I'm a little jealous when you see people doing things so well, but it's something in me that I need to be patient with my process, and I need to also celebrate where I am in life. And you guys need to do it too. And it's not about that comparison, it's not about competition, it's about celebration, it's about collaboration. So let's switch those C words right to the right words, and we can do it. And I'm so excited. There are over, I think when I checked today, I think over 600 women in the group already. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great week. So if you on, oh, I forgot to even ask you guys, you can leave any comments, if that's something that you struggle with, or what do you expect from the challenge as well. So please, I'll leave a couple seconds for you guys to type in the chat to let me know if you're excited for the challenge. I see Colette is ready to go, and I am as well. You can reach out to me if you have any further questions. And yeah, let's get ready to really deal with this, get the language to deal with this struggle, and then get the skills to get over it. So So thank you, ladies. And if there are any gents joining in today with me, hopefully I'm gonna try to show up as often as I can on a Thursday to say hi and check in with you guys. And if you join the challenge, you're gonna see me in the group. I'm gonna be there, you know, with my own putting my own 2 cents in there and my own struggle inside of there as well, and also cheering you guys on if I see my people, mind of Yash, Moai. I'm going to be there cheering you on as well. And I'm going to have some surprises after the challenge, like, for you guys. So, yeah, so I'm excited. I said that like a million times, but I really am excited for next week. It starts on Monday, so be sure to sign up as soon as you can. Okay? Bye, ladies, and any gents there. See you soon. Bye.